40 years ago, our national bird was in decline. Where eagles once perched and dove into the water to catch fish, their giant empty nests were seen around the West. Most of these birds weren't dying off naturally. They were being killed by pesticides, including thallium sulfate, sodium monofluoroacetate, DDT, and many other pesticides, otherwise known as poisons used to kill predators. Right around this time, Nixon was president and the U.S. was suffering its worst economic decade since the Great Depression. Nixon saw that showing his concern for environmental issues would help improve his public image. Events during this time helped push the president to enact a number of wide-reaching environmental regulations. An essential event that helped lead to the banning of many toxic chemicals occurred on May 1st, 1971. It started inauspiciously when two 18-year-old men decided to go hiking up Jackson Canyon, 10 miles southwest of Casper, Wyoming. The canyon was famous for its prime eagle habitat, but it would be no ordinary day of bird watching. Several miles up the canyon, in a stream bed, the boys came upon an eagle carcass washed there by spring runoff. They walked a few more yards and came upon another carcass. That day, they found 7 dead eagles. Soon word of the eagles reached the Muir Audubon Society in Casper, which led to additional searches in and around the canyon. In all, 22 dead eagles were found. The total number included 11 bald eagles and 11 golden eagles. In order to preserve their evidentiary value, they were stored in a freezer belonging to Bart Ray, a geologist and local Audubon member.
Then the question is, what do we do with them? Well, my wife and I had just bought a brand new freezer from Sears Roebuck. And there wasn't anything in it yet. We'd just gotten it that week.
Yeah.
So we were elected to bag up the eagles in garbage bags and put them in our freezer till we could get somebody to come and examine them.
The reason for the eagles' deaths was soon found. They had been killed by a pesticide called thallium sulfate, most likely planted by ranchers in and around Casper to kill predators that they believed were harming their livestock. Pesticides are most often used by taking a sheep carcass and lacing the chemicals within the body. Predators eating the carcass become poisoned. These events brought awareness up and got the attention of scientists, including Jackson Hole resident Franz Commonsen.
I think what came to light in the Jackson Canyon situation in central Wyoming was deplorable. It's just inexcusable, in my mind, criminal, and actually it was followed through with criminal cases. So it was an embarrassment, but I think it was not that atypical in the West. I think things like that were happening for a long time and in a lot of places, and this is just the one that came to light.
Through the hard work of many people and organizations, including the Sierra Club and Rachel Carson with her book Silent Spring, these events finally came to President Nixon's attention. The bald eagle as an iconic figure forced Nixon to react. Just 9 months later, in February of 1972, Nixon passed the bill banning the use of pesticides and DDT, as they were the prime contributors to eagle deaths. Along with the banning of these chemicals, the Endangered Species Act was ratified in July of 1973, further protecting our national bird. Even though these chemicals were banned, it seems it was not the end of their use. In early 2012, there were multiple bald eagles found dead in Idaho. There were a few dead eagles found, and along with the dead, there was one who survived. This eagle went to rehab at the Teton Raptor Center in Wilson, Wyoming. This eagle appeared to be poisoned, but the true cause has yet to be found. These events were all very important to the survival of the bald eagle. As Franz Commonsen said, the very bad activities in Wyoming did result in some good outcomes. At the all-time low, there were just over 400 nesting pairs of bald eagles in the U.S. Even though eagles are still being targeted by unscrupulous means, our bald eagle population has grown successfully to nearly 10,000 nesting pairs. This is due to the banning of these horrific toxic chemicals.